What's happening, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. Well, this time I'm going to go ahead and shift my focus over to the heavyweight division as I been pretty much distracted with what's going, all the commotion that's been going on in the lower weight classes. But anyhow, um, Luis Ortiz and Alexander Ustinov fight has been called off, and wow. Okay, now this is according to the article. Shout out to Boxing Scene, by the way. Article from Boxing Scene: Alexander Ustinov and Luis Ortiz has been called off due to the very odd behavior of Luis Ortiz. Now, according to Andre Brambensky, who is the promoter Alexander Povetkin, he says that Ortiz has not signed the contract. He has not signed the contract, and from what he understood is that he was scheduled to leave the WBA rankings. Now, should that happen, Ustinov should become the mandatory challenger to Vladimir Klitschko. He should be the mandatory challenger of the winner of the Tyson Fury versus Vladimir Klitschko rematch that's coming up in October 29th, which has been finally confirmed. Thank God. So I'll leave it at that. Now, first things first. Ryan Bensky, yes, I've been critical of him. I say I've been critical. I have been critical. I've been highly suspicious of him as of late, ever since that whole fallout with the Deontay Wilder and Alexander Povetkin situation. But I will give credit when credit is due. He did actually rescue this fight, because this fight was initially going to be called off after Luis Ortiz's promotional disputes with Golden Boy, and he had rescued it by purse bid for $600,000. So he was able to do that. Now, this is where I got to call out bullshit for what it is. Okay, first things first. According to the initial report, Luis Ortiz and his management, Luis Ortiz actually signed on to the fight. His management confirms it. The only problem was a certain clause that was inserted into this contract where VADA testing would be required. And Alexander Ustinov did not want that. He was very, very, very resistant towards that clause. And he was not going to sign on to the fight if VADA testing was going to be involved. So, from my, it's kind of very, very, this is a pattern here when it comes to these fighters who comes for Soviet, okay? Because as we all, as I can recall, we all can recall, is that when the Deontay Wilder and Alexander Povetkin fight was finally, when it was going through this, its preliminary negotiation process, Povetkin and his team were trying so hard to not allow VADA involved in the testing. In the testing environment, I should say. They were trying so hard to really exclude VADA from the to partake part of the fight, and eventually both sides agreed upon it to have it take place, which is I have to give Povetkin some credit for finally conceding to that. So I don't know what it is that these former Soviet fighters are so shaken about VADA and their testing regiment, or their testing environment. So I'm not going to make any accusations here, but I just find it very, very odd that these fighters from the former Soviet are very, very not keen on the idea of using VADA testing. So yeah, it's very disappointing that this fight is not coming off about, because I actually was looking forward to it. And it's pretty, sad for Luis Ortiz, because he's already gone through some promotional disputes. He's broken off with Golden Boy, but he does have a co-promoter at that process, which I wasn't really aware of, which is Dave Promotions. So, he's really running out of options. I really do hope he goes sign with Al Heyman. Now, I got flack when I said that last time in my previous video about Luis Ortiz parting ways with Golden Boy, and let me explain and elaborate on that just a little bit, just to give you an understanding why I feel he should go sign with Al Heyman. First things first, if you look at Al Heyman's stable of fighters, particularly the heavyweights, he has Charles Martin, he has Dominic Breazeale, he has Deontay Wilder, obviously, who is the WBC heavyweight champion, he has Chris Arreola, Gerald Washington, and so forth. All five of these guys, with the exception of Gerald Washington, have all got title shots. Two of those five guys, I think I mentioned Charles Martin. Yeah, Charles Martin Two of those five guys, Charles Martin, Deontay Wilder, became world champions. Okay? These guys are very active, and they average at least, 2.5 or 3 fights a year per heavyweight. And to me, that is a very, very remarkable record from Al Haymon. Even though I've criticized him, I've criticized him prior in the past, but he's actually done good work for the heavyweights. You got to give credit where credit is due. There's a lot of heavyweight activity on the Al Haymon stable, and this is the reason why I suggest that Luis Ortiz will have a better opportunity to sign with Al, because he can get him fights, he can get him into the title mix, he can make it happen. It's been proven. Okay? I know everyone has this hatred towards Al Haymon. I get you don't have to like the guy, that's fine, but give credit when credit is due. That's all I'm asking. Just be impartial about it. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It's ever since that Deontay Wilder and the Alexander Povetkin fallout, the heavyweight division has become very, very, not saying very, yeah, it's become pretty stale, and it's really lost its momentum. So I do hope that with the Fury and the Klitschko rematch, when that comes about, hopefully the heavyweight division will really pick up its steam. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. So, anyways, I'll post a link to the article below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Care to comment, share, subscribe. Signing off. Peace.